Hi everyone, my name's Andy Robertshaw. Today is Saturday the 1st of August 2026. Today I'm going to be looking at Daily Killer Sudoku Greater Than Puzzle 31857. That's 31857. This is one of today's level 10 Greater Than puzzles. Let's go. A 1-3 cage there will be 1-2. Sorry, 3 cage there 1-2. 16 cage there has to be 7-9. The 14 cage can't contain the 9, so it must be 6 and 8. 7 cage of size 3 must be 1-2-4. Leaving 3 and 5 for this pair. I've got a 15 cage there, 6, 9 or 7, 8. A 7 cage there, I'll put them all in, 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4. But I've got 33 there. So these two add up to 12. 3, 9, 4, 8, 5, 7. A 5 cage there is 1, 4 or 2, 3. A 13 cage, 4, 9, 5, 8, 6, 7. And I've got 33 there. So these two add up to 12. So could be 3, 9, 4, 8, 5, 7. So I've got two lots of 12 within the 34 cage. So they add up to 34. So that's 24, leaving 10 to go between these two. And I can't use a pair that add up to 10 that break into 2 of the 12. So I couldn't have 3, 7 there, because they would take 2 of the 3 options, only leave 4 and 8 for what could be there. So I could have 1 and 9 either way. I could have 2 and 8 because they only break into the 8-4 pair. Not 3, 7. I could have 4, 6 because they only break into the 8-4 pair that add up to 12. Okay, so I've got some transitive inequalities here. Maximum 18, maximum 17, minimum 10. So I've got to have at least 6 in that one to go with this one and make it up to 10. So I could have as much as 13 here. In fact, I could have as little as 7, I should say. So if I've got 7 there, I've got 38 between the two of those. Right, that's... In fact, I should have looked at the maximum. Maximum 13. I was right first time. So 32 there. Must have 32... Maximum 32 there. So minimum 17. Sorry, minimum 32 there. Maximum 35. 18 and 17. Minimum 32. But with my minimum 32, I've got to have at least 17 there. So I've got to have at least 9 between. So this one's basically 17 or 18. So I've got 8 there. So I must have 9 or 10 there. I can't have 9. I can't have 1, 2, 3, 5. That takes up all my options for a sum of 9. I can only have a sum of 10. The only sum of 10 I've got is 4 and 6. So I can do away with 4 and 6 there. Right, so I've got 18 there, maximum 17 there. So minimum 10 there. I couldn't have the 7 because I couldn't make that up to 10. I could only have 9 there, which would leave 36 between these. And my 18 there would need another 18 to make it up to 45. So my greater than equality will be violated. So no 7 there. In fact, I've got to have 16 or 17. If I've got 10 there, I'll have 16. If I've got 10 there, I'll have 17. If I've got 11 there, I'll have 16. Right, we'll come back to that one. I've got an equality here. I don't know the size of that. Ah, 20. Right, I must have a 1 or a 2 inside this 15 cage. The only 1 or 2 I've got in the box so far is in the 5 cage. I must have the other one here. So 2 could go with 4, 9, 5, 8, 6, 7, a total of 13. 1 could go with 6, 8 or 5, 9. So I've got to be a bit careful. If I got 2 and a total of 13, I must have 1 and 4 there. So I must have 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 between those. Yeah, I could have 3 and 9 there. Okay, if I got 1 there, I've got 2, 3. So 1, 6, 8, 4, 9, 5, 7, 1, 5, 9, 4, 8. One, 5, 9, 6, 7, 4, 8. So it looks like I could still have any of the options adding up to 12 between those two. Right. Let's put the candidates in here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I can't have 4. I've got 4 and 6 in that row, so 3, 5 or 8 there. In fact, I can have a play with this now. Can't I? I've got 3 there. 4, 5, 6 is 15. I can't. The least I've got is 15 there. I can't have anything else to go with the 3 to make 15. So not a 3 there. What about a 5 there? 3, 4, 6 is 13. I could have 5, 8. Or 3, 4, 8. Right. 3, 4, 8 is 15. I can't have 5 and anything there. So 5 and 8 for 13. And 3, 4, 6. Or 8 there will give me 6 there. 3, 4, 5. So I'd have 4 there. I can't have 4 there. So in fact 5 and 8 are the only pair there that work. So I need 3, 4, 6 to make that up to 13. And 8 and 6 like that. So not 6 there, not 1 there. I can rule 6 and 8 out of that. That plus that was 10. So that's not 2 or 4. Also not 8 there. So that's going to be not 8, 2 at all between those. Excuse me. And not 8 there. So not 8 there, not the 4 there that needs to go with it. Right. I know what these 3 are now as well, don't I? 3, 7, 9. But not 3 there, because I've got 3 in that one. So my 4's got to be one of those. So 1 or 2 on the top. 7 or 9 on the top. And I've not put a 5 as a candidate there yet. I've got 5 and 8 here. These two add up to 12. So they're not 5, 7 or 4, 8. They're 3 and 9. So in fact, I can't have a 9 there. So this pair that add up to 10 or 6 and 4. So they're not. These two are not 3, 9. They're also not 4, 8. They're 5 and 7 one way or the other. The 15 cage is 6 and 9. That's not 2 and 5. So no 9s there. So I've got a 3 in this box now. So the 5 cage is 1, 4. The 13 cage can't be 9, 4. The 15 cage can't have 1, 4, 9 in it. So 2 with 5, 8 or 6, 7. Not 2 there. That's 1 there, 2 there. Right. I've got 3 and 6 in the column, so that's 4. That's not 4. That must be 1. That must be 4. So these two are now 2 and 7. Right. So 1, 2, 7, 8, 9 between those. But these are 18. Well, I've got a few options that fit there. I must have the 7. Yeah. 1 or 2 and 8 or 9. But not the 2 and 9 option. That would be 18. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this 11k. So not the 1 can't go in it. I've got 6 and 5 on both on the top, so it's not 6 plus 5. It's also not 7 plus 4. Right. Okay. I've got 4 there, so that's not 4, that's not the 3 that would have gone with it. I've got 6 and 9 there, so in fact that's got to be 4, that one 3. So I can do the top row now. 1, 2, 8. Not 2 there, that's 7 and 2. I've got 8 there, so that's not 8. 1, 2, 5, 7, 9 on my candidates there, but not 1 there. Must have a 1 inside the 13 cage of size 4, so not 1 there. So I've got 13, 15 and 4, that's 32. So these two are 13 more than this one. Must be at least 14 then. I can't have a 2 there. I could have 1 with 5, 9. Or I could have 3 with 7, 9. 5, 7, 9 triple, so 5, 7, 9 can go from that one. So 1 with 5, 9 and 6 and 8 have to go that way round because I've got a 6 there. Or 3 with 7, 9, total of 13. Have to be 4, 8 there. I've got 4 there, so 4 and 8. Must have an 8 there either way round, so no 8's there. No 5 at the bottom of that one. No 8 there, no 3 there. Right. Right, 3, 7, 9. Right. I've got to have 1 and 3 inside this 13 cage. The 1's got to be one of those two. And a total of 9, which could be 2, 7. It can't be 1, 8, can't be 3, 6, can't be 4, 5. It has to be 2, 7. There we go. So that's not a 7. That's 5 and 9. So, in fact, I've got the 4 there. That's 6 and 8 there. That's 1. Right. I probably should have not put that option in the first place. So 2 there. Not 1 or 2 there. So 2 big ones there. My small one here, which has to be number 1, is that one. Because these 3 are less than 18. So I could have 7, 8 or 7, 9. Right. So 15 cage without using 1 or 2. Could be 4, 5, 6. Or it could be 3, 4, 8, 3, 5, 7. Right. But not 5, 6, 7 there. Not 3 or 4 there. Not 7, 8 there. Right. My 1 in this box must be one of those two. These two add up to at least 12 because they're greater than 11. So nothing less than 3 there. But not 3 there because I've got 1 there. In fact, not 4 there either. Not 7 there. Not 8 there because I've got an 8 on the top row. So the 1 must be one of those. Right. I've got an 8 there. So in fact, my 8 must be there on the top row. I've got a 1, 2, 3, 7 quad in that column. So that's got to be a 4. That's a 1. So that also not 2 or 7. That one's a 5. Right. So I've got my 1 there. So 2, 3, 7, 9, 5, 7. Not a 1 there. So 1 must be one of those two in that box. 3. So 2, 3, 7 triple. That one's a 1. That's going to be a 2 and a 1. And a 2 there. So 7, 8, 9, 3, 6. Yeah. I've got 6 in that row, so 9 and 6. Not 9 there, not 2 there. Right. So those two less than 11 already do. If I've got 1 there, it's already done. This one, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. I've got 2 in this column, so 3, 7 pair between those. Right. Let's do the rest of this column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Oops. Could only have the 1 there, so 2, 3, 4, 8. But not 2 or 4 there. And I put 9 instead of 8 in there. Right. Two, 3, 4, 8. Not 2 there either because I've got a 2 there. So my 2 must be one of those two in this box. Right. So So what can I have here? So 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Three, 4, 5, 6, 9. Right, okay. 5, 7, 8, 9. 5, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So that can't be 1 or 2. Or 7. I need a 7 there. In fact, I can eliminate the 7 from that one. Not 1, 2, 7. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. So that's either 4, 5, 6 or 8, 8, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6 or 8, 3, 4. I must have a 4 in that one. So not a 4 there. No 4s there. So no 7 there that would have gone with the 4. No 4s there. Right. If I've got 4, 5, 6 there, I've got 3, 8, 9 there. So I'd have a 3, 8, 9 triple there. The 8 must be one of those. So with 4, 5, 6, I need 8 there. Or with 3, 4, 8, I've got 8 there. I can't have 8 here, so that's 7 and 9 pair there. That one's a 9. So no 8 there. 7, 9 there. Deadly patterns. I can't have a 7, 9 pair there. So that's a 3. That's a 7, a 9, a 7, a 9. So I can get rid of 9s there. So 4 with 5, 6 or 3, 8, and the other pair that add up to 11 go there. I need a total of 11 between those two now as well. So 2, 9, not 3, 8, 4, 7 with 4 on top, and 5, 6 either way round. Right. So 3, 9 pair there. So no 3s or 9s there. So I couldn't even have an option greater than there if I tried now. My 6, I've got a 6 there, so no 6s there. No 7 there in the 13 cage. So 2, 5, 7 triple, 3, 9, 3, 9 pair. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay, so there's got to be something else. Something's got to give. I've got a 7 in that column, so that's a 3. They're 2 and 7. So not 3 there. Those two add up to 11, so that can't be 8 anymore. 2, 5, 7. Right, let's see what else. So 15 cage there, 2, 5, 8 or 2, 6, 7. Right, I've got my 7. That's not a 7. My 7 in this row must be one of those two. I've also got a 6 in this box, so no 6 there. My 6 must be on the top row there, so I can get rid of 6s on those. So 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 4, 5, 6 or 3, 4, 8. The 15 cage can't have both the 5 and the 8, so whichever one of the 5 and 8 I got must go there. So no 5s or 8s elsewhere in that. Right. There's got to be something. If I got 3 there, 4, 5, 6, 9, 2. Yeah, if I got 3 there, I need 9 there and also 9 there. So that's not going to be a 3. 5, 3, 4, 8, 2, 9, 7. So that just about works. 6, 3, 4, 8, 2, 9, 7. So 5, 7, 6, 7. I can't have a 9 there. Or 9. So 5, 7, 6, 7. 9 eliminates a 9 straight away. So no 9 there. 9, 8, 3. No 8 there. So 5, 7, 6, 7. 9. Right. 9, 3, 8, 5, 7. So whichever option I've got here, I've got to have a 7 here. So that one's a 7. So not a 7 there. Right. So 7 and 4 there or 7 there. Oh. Right. So anything else jumping out? 3, 5, 6, 9. I've got 3 of them there. I've got to have 2 or 8 there. Right. So 3, 8, 5, 3. Can't have that, can I? So 3 and 8 will give me 5 and 3 there. Need a 3 there. But 3 would be 3, 4, 8 there. But if I've got an 8 there, can't have another 1 there. So that's going to be 2 and 9. That 11 cage. So that 19 isn't 9 and 2 with 8. So it's 5, 6 or 4, 7. I've got my 9 there. So that's not 9. 5, 6 there. So I can't have 4, 5, 6 there. Must have 3, 4, 8. So 8 there with 3 and 4. So let's do away with 8. So that means that this pair are 5 and 6. So no 5, 6 there. That's 4, 7. So I've got 5 and 7 in that box. That's a 2 then. 5, 7 there. That got 9 there. So 3, 9, 5, 9. 6, 5. Sorry, that one was a 6. So that's 8 and 5. And 7. So 2, 6. And 3, 6. 7 there, so 2 and 7. And 6 and 2. So that's an 8. And a 3 there. So that's 5, 3. 6. So no 6 there. I've got 4 there, so 6 and 4. I've got 3 in that column, so that's 1. And those 2 are a 5-9 pair. So that's 4 and 3. So I've got 1 and 3. That's 8 and 4. 5-9 pair, so that one's a 3. 5-9 pair there as well, so that's a 1. I seem to have walked into a deadly pattern. So I have done something wrong. I've got 2 8s in this column. So let's come back and let's see. Right. I've got 6 and 8s, not 6 and 8, sorry, 4 and 8 still to go in this column. So let's try 4 and 8 there. I've still got a 5-9 deadly pattern there. Between that one and that one. So something isn't right, I could tell. Okay, well, I don't know what I've done wrong. I'm going to come back until I find what I've done wrong. I was okay up to there. Right. So I'm not going to lose it over this now. So I've apparently eliminated 3 from that one. Was I wrong to eliminate a 3 from that one? So I'm going to... I know these are 8, 3, 4. So let's call those 8, 3, 4. So no 3's there. That's 1. And those 2 are 5 and 9 between them. Right. So that must be a 1 in this row. So I've got 3, 4 and 8. That's a 3 then. I've got to have 4 and 8 between those two. So that's a 4. In fact, that's a 9 there. That's a 7. So no 9's there. So that's 4. That's an 8. That's a 4. That's a 3. So I think I just got a bit tangled towards the end of that. That's 5. That's 9. And how many errors there? I've not done these. Right, I missed that. So, right, 4 and 6 there, and we're done. Okay, so hope that was helpful. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.